Let's see here.
It says, meeting is now streaming live on YouTube.
All right, here we go. Here we go.
YouTube.
Are we live? Oh, yes, we are live. We are live. Okay,
What's
everybody
up,
tuning in. How's everyone doing? We got some amazing special guests on the platform today. This is We the People Volume 2. Okay, I am your host, Next Level. To the left of me, I have my good friend, Beats Epitome on YouTube. If you're not subscribed to his channel, I will leave the link in the description. To the beneath me, you know, and I do not mean that literally, but my great good friend. These are my great friends here. I just feel so blessed. This is Meeks, guys. Say hello to Meeks B. Say hello to Meeks. We are yes. We are gonna get this conversation started. I just want to make sure. Can you guys see the chat room right now? Are we looking? Is it clear right now, or I don't know?
I cannot. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I can see the chat room. There's just no one in there right now.
Okay.
Tumbleweeds blowing around.
Let me see here.
But I'll say something in our own chat room.
Okay. Let me see here. Because I don't. You can see that we are live though. It's not coming. It's not coming up for me.
Yeah, I don't see the chat. Yeah.
Let me see here. Just want to make sure we're clear before we get this thing going. What was that, Earl?
I was on when she types it in. Does it say to everyone?
Yeah, it should.
Yeah, it definitely should. I just want to make sure we are clear because I'm pretty new to the Zoom, guys. I'm pretty new to this.
Oh yeah, people are talking in the chat. What's up, Autumn?
Oh, I can't see them. Wow.
I can't either.
Oh really?
No.
I'll read the comments to you guys as they come in.
Okay.
So we have at least 2 people in here with us. So.
Okay.
6 people.
Okay. Well, yeah, they're gonna come in. They're definitely gonna come in, guys. We're just getting started.
Are you seeing the chat on YouTube or are you seeing it on Zoom?
On YouTube.
YouTube.
Oh, that's why I don't see it.
Thanks for your patience, guys. We're kind of just trying this out. Next, we're trying to get people to have Zoom so we can all use this now instead of Google Hangouts, which is gone by the wayside these days. So
absolutely.
I still can't believe they did that. Did you know that, Earl? They took away Google Hangouts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't use Hangouts anyway. I just used the text feature, but I never used the video for Hangouts.
Yeah, it was a really convenient way to chat with people, but whatever. Yeah. As they start removing stuff, we'll just keep figuring out new ways to connect.
When they got rid of Google Plus, they had my blog. I had a couple of blogs that I had created. And when they got rid of Google Plus, it destroyed the link between the blogs and what you had up there. So I don't know where it's out there in cyberspace somewhere.
Oh, that's neat.
Did
they prepare you for that, or was it just gone one day?
No. When they made the cut, that's when everybody complained and said, "Where's my blog?"
No way. Oh, that's terrible. Ugh.
Yeah, I know.
I think Google was just angry that they couldn't create a popular social networking site like Facebook. That's what they were trying to do with Google Plus. They were trying to have their own Facebook, but then they couldn't be as popular, so they just went like, we're just gonna take everybody's blogs away.
Yep. Sure did.
Oh,
absolutely. Man.
Anyway.
I actually have it's loaded up now. So.
Oh, good. So you can see the chat.
Yeah, I can see everybody? It. Yeah.
What's up, Tanya? What's up, Floyd? What's up, Laura? What's up, Gang Stalking Australia?
Yes.
Hi, Mike.
What's going on? Yeah, man, it's great to see you guys. Thank you guys for joining us. We're actually just getting started right now. So, you know, don't forget to smash those thumbs up for my guy, Earl, DJ, wait, what I was about to say, DJ Early Earl. DJ Early Earl.
That's fine. That's fine.
Early Earl.
DJ Early Earl.
Yeah.
I get all kind of names attached to my Earl. Willie Earl, Duke of Earl.
Yeah.
Earl. Yeah, I get them all.
AKA Beats Epitome on YouTube, guys. I'm gonna link both of these guys' channels on YouTube, and this is something that we're doing new. And you know, this is we the people, because we are the people, right? We the people, right? We have something to say, and we're gonna say it. And this is an open forum for, you know, all, you know, everybody that can relate to what we're going through, or advocates for the community. And just, you know, people that's putting out positive energy, believers, you know. And I want you guys to know, if you look in the description right now, I have information in the description that's just letting everybody know you can be a part of this, right? As we're doing this live, only thing you have to do is shoot me an email. I'll shoot you a link and we can add you right on. But we just want to warn you, please do not come on here being disrespectful or perpy, or, you know, with malintentions, because I will X you out of here, and we will expose you. Yeah, you will expose yourself. You know, we'll talk about it, but we'll move past it. You know, we'll wish you well, and we'll pray for you, and, you know, but it's a lot of things to talk about here. I'm just happy that I have my two good friends. These are my friends here. All right, Earl is my friend. Meeks B, friend, right?
Oh yeah,
friends for life.
Absolutely.
Got it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Like, I have actually hugged both of these guys, ate meals with these guys, spent very quality time with these guys.
That's right.
And these are stand-up individuals that are in the community making a difference every day. And you know, I feel blessed to have them on this stream right now to take part in We the People Volume 2. And you know, if you guys want to partake in it, it's easy, man. All you got to do is hit me up right now, send me an email. It's just that easy, you know. So man, I see a lot of, hey Meeks B, hey Earl, what's going on? I see a lot of that going on in the chat. Let's see here. Oh man, little itty bitty pity show. Pity show, is that right, Meeks?
The little itty bitty penny show.
Okay, she said perpy. That's stellar. Next, yeah, man. You know, there's a lot of perpy things going on out here, right, guys? Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. A lot of these people got the perpies, man, and they out here.
The perpies.
Yeah.
Perpy simplex.
Yeah. A, B, right? A lot of things going on. And,
you don't want the perpy simplex.
No, there's no cure.
I'm not speaking from experience, but I heard it's really bad.
Yeah, there's no cure.
No cure.
There's absolutely no cure. So if at any point, if you guys have any questions for myself, you know, Earl or Meeks B, you know, because we are definitely live right now, just type it in the comment section, man. And, you know, I would love if you guys wanted to join. This is an open forum. This is We the People, guys. So, you know, get used to this, because we're going to keep this thing going. And, man, so how are you guys doing, man? Like, coming off of that amazing, the springtime rally, you know, you guys were both in attendance, and there were a lot of people who wanted to get the first take, or just get you guys' opinions on, or your experience, or things that happened on that. I was supposed to be there, but you guys know there was some attempts on me to, I don't know. Well, you guys know what happened, you know, and I said I was gonna make it out there, but I didn't get a chance to make it. But people want to know, you guys made it out there, man, and I salute you guys. Is there anything you guys want to talk about, you know, or shed any, talk about any memories, or, you know, situations that happened there that was awesome?
Dude, it was crazy, wasn't it, Earl? It was so much fun.
It was a blast. It was a blast.
It was just out of control. Yeah. Amazing. Like I really wish you could have been there, Nexx, marching with us. I'd say the highlight was the march outside of the Capitol building in Sacramento. Like, we all got our signs. It was like kind of the pinnacle of the rally, where everybody stood in a line and held up their signs, and people, you know, somebody had a camera and they were just going across the line of people that all had signs, and everybody was kind of saying something about their sign, and the momentum was really building. And then once everybody was finished talking about their sign, we all took off into a march. We basically stormed the Sacramento State Capitol building, and like just circled around it in a pretty fast pace, and we were all just like marching and yelling at the top of our lungs and chanting. It wasn't like crazy. It was in an organized fashion, but it was like, ain't nobody stopping us from exposing this stuff. Like, and we were really drawing attention from the crowd too. Like, people stopped and they were just like you could tell they were reading our signs, like, stop torturing, stop the torture. What? Like, what? Right. These people are being tortured? What? Yeah. And one of the chants was, you are torturing me. And then people would answer, stop torturing me. One guy said, you are torturing me. People would answer, stop torturing me. And that was really effective. It was just like, oh my gosh, these, you know, like, it was clear we were all talking about something very serious. You know, the passion was just emanating from the group. But what did you think, Earl?
Yeah, cool? It's definitely, as far as the march was concerned, the focal point was Dr. Matthew Aaron.
Yes, he stole the show, man. Like,
very effective in terms of spreading the message, you know, and explaining to the people exactly what was going on, including to the fact that, you know, law enforcement is not helping the situation by not, you know, taking all of these complaints as credible complaints. Mm-hmm. So he made sure that the people who were in our audience, that they knew what was going on, you know, from the different things that are going on, from the weapons, you know, the DWs and different things that he knew that they would recognize and be able to accept, you know. And you can hear some of his dialogue in some of the videos that were recorded during the march. He also had an effective speech. Okay, when we had the speeches, excellent speech. But there were a lot of great speakers there. Justin had a great speech. Amy Holm had a great speech. You know, so there were just a lot of highlights at that rally. It was well organized. We had a lot of great people who helped put the rally together, and it's just awesome. The other thing that I did want to state, something that I think is very important. Okay. You know, when I first became a targeted individual, one of the things that I found out, you know, because it was such a strange, you know, situation, strange environment, strange everything. Yeah. Was that initially it really separates you from just about everybody. Because you try to tell your family, they want to commit you, and you don't know other TIs when you first become a TI. And I'd say probably in 90%, 95, maybe even almost 99% of the cases. When we become a TI, we usually become a TI alone until we find out that there's a community. Most people that I've talked to said, you know, we had to research this and figure it out, because two strange anomalies were happening in front of them, and they were trying to figure these things out. So I'm saying all that to say this: rallies are important. You get a chance to meet a whole bunch of folks that are going through the same thing you're going through, and you can forge bonds. That's important, okay? Because we as a community, we have got to get together. We can't stay separated. They had us separated for 30 years.
Absolutely.
30 years, they've been doing this, 40 years, whatever the case. And they knew, since we were isolated, there was no power in one. Okay. So now we have this web of TIs. Now we have more strength. We have to realize, recognize, and make sure that we capitalize
absolutely
on that. So that I'll be pushing rallies until this thing stops. I that's just me. When I saw when I saw Lewis post that last year, I think on Facebook at first, and he said he's looking for somebody to start a rally in various cities, and I said, well, okay, I'll do one for Chicago.
Yeah.
And for 4 months, it was crickets. It was quiet, man.
It was quiet.
It was quiet. From February to June, it was quiet. It was like, where are the people? How come nobody's excited about this? I couldn't get that. But eventually Matt, Midge, Vanetta, Corey, and a bunch of other folks, they all jumped on board and said, okay, we're gonna do this thing.
Absolutely.
And so that was TI, the first TI day, August 29th, 2018.
Okay.
But like I said, we forged bonds.
Absolutely.
I'm still connected to these people today.
Yeah.
So rallies are important. I'm going to push that August 29th. Go to Alliance to end targeting.com. Look for your city. If your city's not there, then look for a city that's close to you. And if you can't do either, then start one in your own city. Get people connected. And I'm not talking about just the US. I'm talking about around the entire globe. If we have somebody on here from another country, in fact, actually, we do. I saw Autumn on here. I think she's from Australia, right?
No, Autumn is actually, she's from New Zealand, bro.
New Zealand. Oh,
yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So, I think something is going on in New Zealand too, in case you want to get involved. So I want to push everybody. I mean, if I could literally just push you.
Don't do that, Earl.
Push you. Come on, let's get this going. Come on, you guys. That's me.
There you go.
I'm positive. I'm very positive about this. Just very positive. I think, and to help people understand, I do not think that rallies is the only way to go. It is one way of many avenues that we need to take in order to end this.
Absolutely.
Okay?
Yeah.
But the one function that I think rallies are so important about is that it joins people together, TIs and non-TIs.
Yeah.
When I was at the Sacramento rally, do you know how many people were there that weren't TIs but very supportive of the people
How
that they
many?
with?
How many?
Well, it was about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, at least 7 that I met.
Non-TIs at the Sacramento rally?
Yes.
Wow.
7 that I met.
Cool.
Yes.
I know Lewis pulled one up during his speech, and the guy it was a guy that worked at the Sacramento State Capitol, and he's like, you know what? It's hard not to believe you guys. He said something like that. He's like, I'm really gonna look into this, and the guy was sincere too. I mean, you could tell. I mean, it's hard not to believe targeted individuals once you see like a whole crowd of them together.
Absolutely.
Sincerely crying out for acknowledgement of these crimes. It's sure hard to dismiss a whole group of people right in front of your eyes that are dealing with these problems. So
that's right.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah. It's only like Dr. Matthew Aaron said on one of Ella's podcasts recently, the rallies are like the TI community is gaining so much momentum with these rallies, because again, they weren't happening even like 3 years ago. You know what I mean? This is brand new. So this is, this is really, really good stuff. And we do have a momentum going. And I don't want it to slow down because the attendance in the rallies is just growing and growing. Like Ella thinks we're gonna have about 200 people in next month's rally on August 29th. So that would be
this month makes
amazing. Oh, is this already August?
Yeah, it's August 4th.
This month.
Yeah, buddy.
Oh man, yeah, that's right. That's right.
That time is going by fast, right?
Yes, it is.
It's blazing by.
And again, there's rallies. You can check on Alliance and Targeting. Just type that in Google. I'm not sure if it's .org or .com, but it's a fairly new website, right, Earl?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's .org.
Okay. Alliance and Targeting.org. But yeah, that should have information for all the cities that are participating right now, or hopefully it will. But we know Chicago is participating and Sacramento is participating again. Of course, the main event will be in Portland.
Yeah.
I don't know. Can you do something next in Kansas City, maybe? It might be.
I'm gonna just, you know what, Migs? I'm gonna just let that breathe right now.
Okay, I hear you.
Because I'm gonna let it breathe. I don't know necessarily if I'm going to be here.
Right.
On August 29th, but I know for a fact that Laura, big shout out to her in Colorado, in Denver. She's trying to organize something out there. I made a couple of friends in California. They're organizing some stuff out there that they're doing out there. I know my guy Beats Epitome. I know he's doing something in the Shy, right?
Yes.
And I know that the flagship event is in Portland, Oregon. I'm not really sure where I'm gonna land, but I'm just right now I know I'm gonna land somewhere, and definitely gonna be on the front lines. I might even like try to release some music or something, or do something, But I'm gonna try to do some live streams, and wherever I land, I'll definitely be, doing some kind of streams or something to.
I know you will.
Let people know what's going on.
Awesome, dude.
Can I?
Everybody can do something.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wherever they are.
Yeah. Do we have time to read off the cities? Can I read off the cities?
Oh, yeah.
Please read off the cities, bro. I'll be right back, guys. I'll be right back.
Sure.
Okay. Just again to reiterate, you can go to allianceandtargeting.org, and if you go to upcoming events, then go down to the TI Day 2019 and click on that, and it'll give you all of the cities that are participating currently. We seem to be adding cities as time goes by, but I'll start, and I'm going to list all of them, including those that are overseas, that are not in the US. So we have Bangkok, Thailand, Chicago, Hamilton, New Zealand, Kotoka, India, London, Moscow, New York City, Orlando, Paris, Philadelphia, Phoenix, Portland, Pueblo, Colorado, Rome, Sacramento, St. Paul, Minnesota, Spartanburg, I'm not sure if that's North or South Carolina, Tokyo, and Venice Beach, that's LA, in the US. So those are the cities so far that have stated that they're going to participate in Targeted Individual Day, August 29th, 2019. We're hoping to see a whole bunch more.
Yes.
Did you say Moscow is participating?
Yes.
And London?
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah.
We have.
We didn't have Russia before, did we?
Huh?
We didn't have any cities in Russia participating before, did we?
No.
Wow, man.
Wow.
We hope to get Warsaw again.
Yeah.
Warsaw had about 20 people last year. In
20?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we have pictures of them from last year. So it was about 20 people. And then this year we're hoping to get Spain again. Spain did the springtime rally. So we're hoping that they will do another one for August 29th. So at least I would love to see those two cities come back again.
That would be amazing.
Yes.
Man, it is pretty cool though that so many other countries participate. We see so many other countries participating, you know, and all you have to do is type in T-Day protest or targeted individual protest, and you'll see in Google all the signs, like people in Thailand and Japan and from all over the world. Yeah, like Poland and I forgot what other places, but it's incredible to read the signs in their different languages, and they'll have stuff about V2K and stuff. It's like this is worldwide.
Yeah,
you know? Like this isn't just a shared delusion in America or something. Like there's nothing delusional about it when you have people all over the world like experiencing the same exact symptoms of electronic harassment and stuff. I mean, it's pretty hard to, like, once you have all, that's why the rallies are effective, is because you can line up all the pictures of victims holding up their signs of this kind of harassment, this electronic harassment. You can line up the pictures of victims from all over the world and just be like, what? You're gonna tell me you're still gonna tell me it's a shared delusion?
Oh yeah.
Like, really?
No, Migs. It's just demon spirits.
Oh, it's just demon spirits.
There's no people gang stalking. There's no people doing this. Just demon spirits,
and
guys.
Again,
I'm just joking, guys. I'm just joking.
Yeah,
I want to be clear. I want to be clear for everybody watching. I know that it's really happening. We're just joking.
I think it's both. It's satanic.
Yeah.
Technology, but
definitely.
It's
absolutely.
It's not just one or the other.
Absolutely.
Nothing this evil.
Spectrum attack.
Yes, nothing this evil could be anything but satanic.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Anyway.
So guys, man, so there was a lot of things going on that I heard, post the springtime rally, right? I heard that there was a lot of electronic harassment as far as electronics. People's phones weren't working. Meigs, your stream got intercepted, or any. You guys want to talk a little bit about what you personally experienced and what you guys saw other people experience on that end of the spectrum?
Oh man, do you want to share, Earl? I know what happened to me.
Yeah, the one that I found that I thought was really odd, because this hadn't happened to me before.
Ever?
One day prior to me leaving. Okay, so I'm still in Chicago, and the thing that the way I can prove this is that I went back and looked at some of the videos that I had recorded on my phone prior to the rally. Okay, and all of a sudden I noticed that my phone was overheating, that my battery was draining fast, and that my audio went bad, and my GPS went bad. And I couldn't understand, why this was happening at that time. So we moved forward from one day before to the day that I got on the plane and went to Sacramento, stayed there for 2 days, got off the plane, still have the same issues, right?
Yeah.
Then the day after that, almost everything returned back to normal. No more overheating of the phone.
Wow.
Yeah. It was weird. Now I still have a problem with the microphone, but the GPS is back. So I knew that this was, as far as I was concerned, that was them throwing a current into what I was trying to accomplish. So I had very little use of my phone, for those 4 days 2 days of the rally, and then the other 2 days, you know, going and coming. Well, before.
Okay.
So I was really disappointed about that because I had no internet connection. I wanted to do some live stuff. I couldn't do it. You know, I brought my laptop with me, you know, so no internet connection, can't use the phone. So I was, you know, really disappointed. So that's what I know about my situation. I don't know about others, although I did, you know, hear about Meek's situation. But yeah, it was really just that part was disappointing, but I still had a good time, and I felt that we had accomplished quite a bit at that particular rally.
We did what we could. We did what we came to do. So
yeah,
I'm happy with how it turned out. Although, yeah, it was really weird. I mean, for me, I was so paranoid that my battery would run out on my phone that I bought not one, but two.
The rechargeable packs.
Charger reservoirs. I just threw one on my floor. I was gonna show you guys.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know where it disappeared. Anyway, but I charged them both to the max.
Okay.
The night before the rally, and then when I got to the rally, like neither one of them worked at all, and it was just they gave my phone just a tiny bit of charge for the first couple seconds, and then it didn't charge, and so my phone was able to keep a charge for a little while on its own, you know, being fully charged, and then it just seemed to rapidly drain, and then at one point I could still see that I was live streaming on YouTube, and the image was on my phone. I was recording an image, but everybody else was seeing a completely black screen, and they could only hear the sound. And that's never happened to me before at all. And so my phone kept dying, and I couldn't recharge it. And the only way I was able to get through the event with any juice is by hanging out next to plugs and extension cords that were lying around. I was just plugged in. I had to just be plugged in and do the interviews wherever I could. So that threw a wrench in the day, but it still turned out okay. I think it got
okay.
I talked to some really. Oh yeah, this is what I bought a couple of these, and they just now they work. Now they work fine, of course, but oh well, we gotta feel it. I think I'm gonna try to bring a video camera next time, like Lewis did, and just maybe record some stuff to upload later to make sure. But anyway, we did what we could. I think we captured it pretty well though, like because a lot of people recorded stuff on their video camera, and then Dr. Matthew Aaron pieced it all together and edited it and made it look all fancy and stuff. Put music to it. But yeah, man, if we can keep this momentum going all around the world, like think we're gonna start having in the hundreds of participants every time,
Yeah.
So I'm super psyched.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I believe actually that like if we took the combined numbers from the springtime rally, which probably numbered somewhere close to 250 to maybe I'd say about 250 globally. Okay. Prior to that, the TI day from last year was probably around 100.
Yeah.
We had 30, 35 in Chicago, and then you combine, Poland, which was 20, and I think Japan and Korea had another 15 to 20. So maybe about 125. So we probably tripled the number or better for the springtime rally. So now I'm hoping anyway, that we could get maybe 700 to 800 people. Dude. And then maybe by the time next year's springtime rally will be, I'm hoping we can really push maybe 2,000, 3,000, 4,000. I'd like to see a Martin Luther sized rally for Washington, D.C. one day.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I'm glad you. Great segue, bro. Great segue, because there's actually I was about to say Martin Luther King. There's actually a Washington D.C. Protest in October.
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys hear about that? Big shout out to Midge Mathis. Targeted Justice
is holding one in October 18th to the 22nd. That's 4 days of a rally. That is going to be a monster
Absolutely
rally. That'll be amazing. I really, really hope that I can go to that.
And they have an itinerary set up too. So
already they do? Ooh,
yeah, the itinerary is set up so people can see exactly what they would like for TIs who attend, exactly what they'd like for them to do. And one of them would be to call their congressperson and see if they can get an audience with their congressperson while they're out there in Washington, D.C.
That's a great idea. You know, if you guys go to targetedjustice.com and click the middle tab, it's Targeted Protest 2019. It talks all about it. Registration is $35 and includes a free t-shirt. What were you gonna say?
Miggs, you can actually link that in the comments if you want to link it. I would definitely appreciate it. Yeah, man, I really appreciate you, man. Like, this is great information that we're uncovering here.
Yeah, and, I hope this is early enough to tell people about it. We got DJ Early Earl telling people about this early enough for people to plan and get their tickets.
That was awesome.
Definitely. On point.
Yeah,
that was a 3-pointer.
She's on fire.
Oh man.
From downtown.
That was a 3-pointer.
Absolutely.
No, I'm so good at basketball.
Absolutely.
Being 5 foot tall. Anyway.
Yeah, man. But man, I'm just wondering, man, like, okay, so because I was actually, we were all at the T-Day in Chicago last 2018. We were all there. It was an amazing experience for me. But I wasn't able to make it to the springtime rally, but I was wondering, man, with this 2-day event, did you guys see anything unusual? Like, did y'all see any or anybody pointing phones or, any of the usual gang stalking tactics? Did you guys notice any of that? Not necessarily at the rally, but in general, like just in the Sacramento area. Did you guys notice any of the gang stalking tactics while y'all moved around or, wherever wherever you went? Because it was a 2-day event. You guys were out there for a few days, right?
Yeah. I can tell you from my perspective that I was so involved with the rally as a whole. I really didn't pay any attention. The only thing that actually caught my attention was the same sounds that they make, because mainly what they do to me is the noise campaign.
Talk about it.
Basically, I heard some things, the planes when they, because unfortunately they get my attention when they do that kind of stuff. So, the planes going overhead, the cars who were revving up and down the streets. But even then, I realized that I still wasn't paying real attention to it. You know how you hear things, all of a sudden you're walking down the street and you hear a cricket? Well, know that was cricking, long before you got to it, right? You know what I mean? Yeah. But all of a sudden your conscience picks it up and you say, oh, there's a cricket.
Yeah.
That cricket cricking before you got there, gonna be cricking after you leave, So
shout out to Cricket Wireless.
Well, I didn't notice too many crickets myself, but I did notice there was a couple people that seemed to be homeless that were extra aggressive.
Really?
Me and Paula.
Shout out to Paula. Shout out to G-Ma. Love.
G-Ma.
Yes.
But it was like, whoa. there was one person almost looked like they were gonna hit us. Like they
really?
got that close, and it was just kind of like. But otherwise, it could be like Earl's Crickets. That person's gonna go threaten like everybody on the block. Wherever they go. So I don't know. Other than that, I didn't. There was nothing.
Earl's Crickets.
Nothing that was too out of place, and I even heard that Sacramento now has 5G. I'll have to look into that, but I didn't personally feel any different in Sacramento than being in St. Louis, and it actually was like a paradise city.
Really?
Grass green.
That's awesome.
I'm telling you.
Anyway, yeah, it was. We were trying to pick oranges off the tree, and like Valencia oranges were growing on the trees and stuff. But me and Gma couldn't reach, so we just left them. But,
wow.
Anyway,
that's awesome. That is awesome, man. I got a funny story, man. Earl, you remember when this was like the first few days I was in Chicago, and I went out there for T-Day last year, and they got some bugs out there in the Midwest. They got some bugs called cicadas.
Oh, yeah.
I'm from New York. Y'all know I'm from New York. I don't know nothing about this, right? So,
we don't have cicadas around
us. No.
Because he tells it funnier than I can. Go ahead, Nick.
No cicadas in New York. Yeah, there you go, man. So we're I'm all settled in. Actually, when I touched down in Chicago, it was late at night when I got there, and I didn't hear no cicadas. I didn't even know nothing about it. So the next day we wake up, we're hanging out. Next thing you know, I hear I'm looking around like, and it just kept getting louder and louder. And I'm like, so I run in there. I'm like, Earl, you hear that? I'm like, you hear that, bro? They're attacking us right now. They're hitting us with the frequencies. You're looking at me like, what are you talking about, bro? I'm like, oh, you hear that, bro? He was like, no, man. He laughed so hard. He was like,
he's like, oh, the cicadas?
Yeah, it's like we hear them all the time. So you know how
you just filter them out.
You don't hear it.
It sounds like frequencies. Like
it
I have never heard nothing like that in my life. All I heard was I'm like,
yeah.
I'm thinking they hit me with a noise campaign.
Nexx kept saying, Earl, those are frequencies. Earl, those are frequencies. Those have been around since long before this planet was even formed.
I've never heard anything like that in my life. Guys, Google it. Google the sounds of a cicada. And you'll see what I'm talking about if you don't know what I'm talking about. Everybody in the Midwest, you definitely know what I'm talking about. But I was freaking out. I really was.
It's the sound of summer for Midwesterners.
It is.
I was freaking out.
Especially the time that the funny part is that when you came Nexx, that's when the peak of the sound really starts. Yeah. Mid-August until about maybe mid-September. I mean, they can just be glad you're not there during that 17-year period, that cycle period, when all of them come out and they start flying all around and birds be chasing them and stuff like that. Oh man, it's crazy. It's crazy. Don't drive with your windows down. That's a no-no.
Yo, big shout out to Honeymoon Ann in the chat. It says, man, Honeymoon Ann says, man, we having some here right now. The size of my small cats. Seriously, the cicadas. I was like, oh.
I'm playing one right now.
I was like, oh, I was panicking. Remember that, Earl? Remember that day? I was like, right now.
Yep. He was cracking me up. I couldn't help but laugh. I was like, Nexx.
Relax, bro. He was after he got done laughing at me for about 15 minutes. He was able to tell me. Look,
it was hilarious. It was hilarious.
And then every time I heard it, it was like a noise campaign for me.
Do you hear it now? It's like it does kind of sound like a frequency weapon. But
does.
There's a 10-hour loop on YouTube of cicada noises, so you can fall asleep to it.
A 10-hour loop?
10 hours of them, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
There you go, Nexx.
And it just...
If you got to get your fix in.
Coming from New York. Coming from New York.
Oh, by the way, Sacramento only has 5G in limited areas, apparently, according to the Google machine. Yes, but it is. Yeah.
I had never heard of anything like that in my life, so.
5G reportedly covers less than 10% of Sacramento right now.
Well, that's 10% too much.
I know, big time. Big time. Yeah, this activist named Thomas McFarland just organized an anti-5G rally in Sacramento, actually. And there's
That's
pictures
awesome,
and
man.
stuff of it online. If you type in Sacramento 5G protests, but I'm glad people need to know how bad that is. It's so much worse. It's so bad for for the health of your cells. Like, this frequency is specifically made to mess with the water molecules in our bodies, and it's just not gonna be good, guys.
Yeah.
Some countries have banned it already. You know it's not good when they're doing that.
Absolutely. And it just makes me like reiterate and take a look at our country, you know, like they let everything fly, GMOs, like gang stalking, like all this,
we invent all this crap and then we ship it to other people. Poisons, like poisons and toxins. Here, have our poisons and toxins.
It's great. We have the cherry flavor poison and toxins.
Yep. All flavors. Okay, Australia and New Zealand. Australia was the first country to introduce a ban on 5G. That's really cool. Wow. Good job. Good on you, guys. Good on ya.
Yeah. Good on ya.
Good on ya.
Good on ya. Yeah, man. This is We the People, man. Volume 2, guys. We want to thank you guys for rocking with us, man. I just want to reiterate what this is. This is an open forum. This is for you. This is for the TI community, man. This is for anybody who is doing activism, advocating for what we're going through and fighting for us, right? This is an open forum, guys. If you guys, check out the description. If anyone wants to join us, you're more than welcome to. The door is wide open, man. But we're just gonna keep this thing rolling, man, because there's a lot of things to talk about. And Meigs B is out here doing amazing work. My guy Earl is doing amazing work. I'm doing the best that I can.
You're doing amazing work.
That's right.
We want to hear about what's been going on with the directed energy situation.
Man, I've definitely been feeling some attacks here, and I've been talking about it. Let me see, man. What day? I don't know. It was probably about 3 or 4 days ago, Meigs. I just woke up and actually, you know what? Even before that, before it got extreme, it was like I felt it lightly, like right in here. It was like, and my heart is like right over, right in this area here, and I just felt a little pain in there, like lightly. About 3 days ago, maybe 3 days ago, I woke up and I swear I felt like Brian too. I felt like him, and I couldn't even move. Like it took me like maybe half hour to get out the chair because I fell asleep in a recliner chair, and I got up and it was just like the pain was just shooting through. It was like my heart felt like it was going to explode. I felt that feeling before.
Wow, man. Could you feel like you couldn't breathe?
Well, I could breathe, but it just hurted. Like everything hurted. Like if I wanted to move my head, lift my arm, try to get up or walk, and whatever this weapon or whatever they were hitting me with, the source of the pain was here, but it would send shocks of pain, like electricity through my central nervous system, right?
Wow.
So if I try to move my leg, like it would just, and then the pain would shoot right down my leg, and it was so intense. I was just like, oh man. But the only thing that really helped me through this situation is I felt it before and I knew what it was. Like when it first happened in 2015, I thought I was gonna die. I was laying in the bed. I'm just laying there like I tried to move my arm and it was just like, so I was just like, oh, and I felt like my heart was like, I felt like it was like popping through my chest. It wasn't, but I felt like that, like,
oh, dude.
I thought I was gonna die. I was just like, yo, like the first thing I did, I was on Facebook really heavy back then, 2015. So the first thing I did was roll over and post, I think I'm having a heart attack. And I posted that on Facebook.
Oh man.
But this time when I woke up and I felt that feeling, I knew what it was. And I was just like, okay, they're hitting me. They're coming for me. And I started getting angry. I was just like, yo, all right. I'm not, and I kept saying, I'm not scared. I'm not scared. Like if I die today, I'm not afraid. Like I'm ready to go. Like I was just like, in my mind, I was just so angry that, this was happening to me.
Mm-hmm.
And then in my mind, I start feeling like influence, like not my own thoughts, because they can send synthetic thoughts and feelings that's not ours. Something kept telling me, go live, get your phone and go live and show everyone how much pain you're in.
Mm-hmm.
And then something was telling that it wasn't me.
Yeah.
Something was like, it was like a synthetic influence, right?
Oh, weird.
And I felt that, and I was like, I'm not gonna do that. I was like, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not, and my people's hair was just like, heard me in pain. Like I got up, I tried to go upstairs, and my people's heard me in pain, came to Nexx, what's going on? What's wrong? And I was just like, oh my God. And shout out to
was this in 2015, are you saying?
No, this was just recently, just a couple days ago. Yeah, like I knew what it was. 2015, Meeks, I couldn't even get out the bed. I stayed in.
Oh my gosh!
For Christmas, the whole day, like for the
it was on
day.
Christmas. See, they do this
on
stuff
Christmas
on holidays too.
Christmas Day.
That's crazy.
And the control factor Medusa that I was with at the time, cursed me out. She was like, F you, mother effer, such and such, and blah, because she thought that I was just making that up because I didn't want to go spend Christmas with her family.
Right, and if people don't know the technology, then they just think you're crazy or pulling a stunt or something.
I didn't even know. I just thought I was having a heart attack back then. I literally, and I was like, yo, I'm way too young to be having a heart attack. Like I don't eat Big Macs and you know what I mean? Like I don't eat Big Macs and Butterfingers all day long. You know what I mean? Like I don't consume that kind of diet to where
no, you're way too young to have that stuff going on.
To where my arteries would be clogged, where I would really be having a heart attack. But I felt like I was having a massive heart attack that day.
Yeah.
And it happened a couple of days ago. And something was
there any kind of like pagan holiday going on a couple days ago, or like or something?
I don't know. I really don't know. I don't
need to go check that out.
We probably should, but I don't know. But
wow, man, because that's when they usually pull the worst kinds of abuse.
It was intense. Yeah, it really was. It really was. And I just was like, you know what? I'm about to just get through this thing. And I went outside. I took my shoes off. I took my socks off. I started grounding. I started praying. I started sun gazing. I ate some aspirin. And the more I kept moving around, like I kept moving, and it would initially the movement would trigger more pain, but the more I moved, like I felt the blood rushing through my veins, and it was kind of like the pain was tapering off a little bit, and you know, but all day, like I had to just endure through and fight through that pain, and I prayed, and I was just thanking God. I was just thanking Him, you know, in the moment.
Right on, dude.
Just thanking Him, you know, and in my mind, I just said, I'm not going to make a Brian 2 video. Shout out to Brian 2 though. Like, I'm not trying to take any shots at him. This is definitely not what was happening. You know, I just want him to know that I understand, you know, what he goes through when they're attacking his heart. And I feel that pain too. And I know a lot of real TIs who are targeted, they have felt that pain too. And, you know, shout out to them. It's not easy, you know, like if you have any plans for the day, if you have employment or whatever you do, if you go to school or whatever, like if well, I don't know what that is. I actually want to do some research and see if we can find out what that is, what they're using to target specific organs, because they can target specific organs. Like I think I've been hit with almost all of it. I can't say all of it though, because we don't know what all they have, but it was insane, man. It was. I got through the day, and it tapered off, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go for a walk. I ate a lot of aspirin. I'm gonna keep it real. I ate a lot of aspirin. It helped, you know. But when I went for a walk and I did a live stream, and I just want to salute everybody who was on that live stream, who prayed for me, sent me positive vibes, positive energy, man. I really appreciate y'all, man. And I just want to thank you guys, you know, for just rocking with me and being there with me for support, friend or foe, whatever the case may be. But you know, that's, if you ask me, that's one of the hardest directed energy weapon attacks to endure through. You know, when they're hitting your heart, because I've had them hit my tooth, and then it goes up into my head. I've had them hit my head. I felt the tingly sensations. I felt in my legs, like I felt in my kidneys, like, you know, I know for a fact they can target different
specific organs.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Or they can heat your whole body up.
Yeah.
You know, they can make you hot. They can make, you know, and yeah, and it's definitely, none of it is easy, you know, but whatever that is, like, you know, the next day I woke up, I still felt it. It wasn't as severe. And it was just like in 2015, because I sat in the bed all day on Christmas, guys. And, you know, this girl cussed me out, and then she went with her family. She came back. She saw I was still in the same position. I didn't even move. I was just like laying there. She was like, oh, next.
You're just paralyzed, huh?
Something is happening here. So you're not just trying to, and I'm not like that. I don't even know why she, you know, well, I have an idea why, but I'm not like that. If I don't want to go somewhere, I'm not going to be like, oh, my leg's not working today. I can't go to the rally.
Right.
My nails are falling off. I'm going to just say, I don't want to go. You know what I'm saying?
You're not that. You don't just like.
Yeah, I ain't going to make up no story and say, hey, you know, like, my hairline didn't grow in today and I can't make it into, you know, like, I'm just going to tell you, I don't want to go.
Right.
But,
wow, man.
Yeah, she came back from her family's house meetings, and she was like, oh, then she got all concerned, and she was like, I'm sorry, such and such. And I went to the hospital. You know, they hooked me up to all these machines, put these stickers all over me, took blood, ran all these tests, and then the lady gaslit me. She came back in the hospital room, and she was like,
you're fit as a fiddle.
She said, Mr. Next Level, everything's normal. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, God. I was like, I can't even talk right now. Guys, God, can't even walk. I was so mad.
Right.
I was like, this shit is not normal.
That's not normal.
I was like, this is not normal. I'm feeling pain right now. She's like, everything, all your tests came back fine. Everything's good. I was so mad. I had no idea.
Great in the Twilight Zone. Nothing's wrong with your body. Just be paralyzed. You know, that's normal. Just be paralyzed once in a while. That happens to everybody, right? Gosh.
I was like, I can't even let them walk. I was cussing. I was like, I was so mad, but I think that was a part of it. You know, like that was a part of the whole experience for them to come back and say, you're healthy. Everything is fine. When I felt like I was about to die.
It's a denial of your reality. You know, you're like, no.
Gaslight syndrome.
Something wrong. Yeah.
Gaslight syndrome.
Crazy. Well, you know, that nurse had probably never heard of CIA heart attack guns or, you know, directed energy weapons or stuff that's very real that people can easily look up and see.
Absolutely.
Like, oh, yeah, there actually is this technology.
Mm-hmm.
And lots of people are reporting the same exact type of searing pain and burning and paralysis and targeting of organs, you know, stress on your organs that is not normal. The interview I did with Dr. Millicent Black, she was saying that her perpetrators were dropping sort of like directed speech about how they wanted to, how the goal was to stress her organs so bad that when they opened her up, they would see all her organs rotting or something. Like that was something she overheard that was directed towards her.
V2K? Was it V2K or was
it was V2K, and then I think it was something that her cousin said offhand. It was like you just heard her cousin say that, like, we're trying to stress your organs out so they can tell, like, when we open you up or something. Just crazy stuff. Wow. And she said she did have a report that she did like some kind of scan where they noticed scarring on her organ tissue. Scarring, you know, like how would that happen? And, you know, but that's what the directed energy weapons can do. That's some of the only evidence that it leaves, you know, or again, we're talking about silent weapons for those who are new to these terms. Probably not too many people are new to these terms, but it's, they can definitely isolate, you know, certain parts of your body and attack a specific organ.
Yeah, they can target a specific, they can have a specific target. It could be an eyeball, like they hit Frank Allen. They hit one of his eyes with a laser. He lost sight in one of his eyes.
Man.
You know?
I wanted to add something to what you were saying, Nexx, about, you know, when you went to the hospital and they said that they could not find anything wrong.
Yeah.
But the things that I've read, you know, and I haven't read a lot, but I've read enough to at least remember that they said that there's some of the weapons that are out there, because of the way that they can do damage to an individual, they don't leave a trace. Mm-hmm. So when we go to the hospital for, you know, some of these things that these weapons do, you know, whoever's in the emergency room, you know, it's sometimes those things are, they're difficult to diagnose because you've got a set of machines, you've got what you've learned at school and whatever experience that you've had.
Yeah.
And you basically, that's what you're going off of. So when you run across something new, you know, it's like, none of this fits into our category. We have this is our book of knowledge right here. Okay. And unfortunately, whatever happens, some of these weapons can put you outside of that book of knowledge.
Right. Yes,
so
sir.
We'll put them out of, you know, so whatever's happening to a TI can put them out of that book of knowledge. So, you know, hate to hear that, you know, but we got to deal with reality. And reality, right. You know, some of these things that they do to us, they don't leave traces.
Yeah.
I heard on this channel that covers the Mandela effect, there's this thing called the Overton Window. Overton, the Overton Window, and it's kind of like what you're talking about with a set parameter of topics that are a knowledge base that where everybody generally has in common, you know, and if you go outside of this Overton window, if you breach, you know, on the outside of, and you're on the fringe, you know, people will shut down because you're outside of this comfortable area of knowledge that we all have. And it's just, it's unfortunate because a lot of the most interesting and pressing topics are outside of this Overton window.
Exactly.
You know, but people don't have any relation to a lot of these topics sometimes when they don't deal with it directly. So it is really hard to get people to understand that this stuff is real. But
and this is the purpose behind the rallies.
Yeah.
The purpose behind the rallies is to educate the public.
Yeah.
We know. Okay. So
you know,
go ahead, Nexx.
Yeah, we do know, but something that I see and I know from experience because I had to get through this threshold is fear. You know, I would say maybe 65, 70% of the TI community, they're afraid, they're shook, they're scared. I was once one of them, right? Earl, you were once one of them. You didn't know what the hell was happening.
Right.
This thing had me so afraid. I mean, scared to go to sleep, scared to eat food out my refrigerator because I thought they poisoned it, scared to watch YouTube videos, scared to like it, scared to comment, just afraid, right? I didn't know what was happening. And I don't fault anybody for going through this because I understand what this thing is, right? They use that fear as a weapon. They weaponized fear to control us, to control people. Once somebody is afraid, they're scared. You know, they're not, performing at their full potential, even spiritually. You know, like when you're walking in fear, you're not leaving any room for God to move in on your life, on your behalf. You're not showing God that you have faith in him. You're afraid. And they know that. They're playing it. They're playing a lot of TIs, like they're using and controlling us. And I tell people every day, like I have TIs who reach out to me on Instagram, on YouTube or whatever. And I just try to encourage people, like, don't live in fear. Don't be afraid. But it might not be easy for them to receive that, you know, from just somebody who's doesn't know anything about this, but I've been going through it. So I understand. I went through that fear. And once I let it go, I was cool. I was good. I'm not saying that, things was cake and ice cream because it wasn't, but at the end of the day, I was able to move forward, and leave that window open for God to move in. That's why when things happen with me, I don't even worry. Like, I'm not scared. I'm not afraid or nothing. But there are a lot of TIs who are. And I know this for a fact because I was one of them, right? So you have a lot of people who are afraid to use their voice, afraid to show up for these rallies, afraid to even, just like how I was, because I know how I was, afraid to hit the like button, afraid to make a comment, afraid to make a channel, just afraid. It's like, oh my God, if I go to the rally, they're going to know I was there.
Yeah.
If I talk to Migs, they're going to know, they're going to target me more. And that's not necessarily the case. And I'm speaking from experience. If you're a real TI, if you're not one of the plants that they inserted in our community to, cause the division, if you're not one of them, you have to understand that you're going to go through things, just like we can take this back to biblically, for all my believers, those in the Bible, all of those stories, they all went through things,
Yeah.
Do you think that Red Sea would have parted if Moses was afraid? Right. Do you think it would have parted? Do you think it would have?
Right.
No, it wouldn't. Right. So hold on, Earl. I know you're trying to say something, but I just want to get this off real quick. We need to empower each other and understand and let people know what fear is first. Because once you understand what fear is, false evidence appearing real. It's not real. It's this the enemy, like just messing with your head, like and you know that might be what these guys are saying, like, oh, this is not happening, but no, it is happening. But we don't have to be afraid of it. You know, if we can get people out of the fear, we can get people empowered and understand, walk in faith and understand who God is and you know how powerful He is. People will show up to these events. They will show up to these rallies. We can actually make progress. But as long as people are afraid, those people are controlled, bro. Like, they're controlled. And they will never be able to operate at their full potential, at their full God-given potential, if you're living in fear. That's the worst state of living, is to live in fear. And we have all had a taste of that. All of us, everybody rocking with us right now. Me, I'm not afraid to admit it. I was scared, Earl. I was scared to take a shower, bro. I'm like, yo, if I take a shower, they're gonna come in and poison my food while I'm in the shower. Like, I'm in the shower, I had the shower curtain open. I'm like in there, I got a knife in there. I'm ready to stab somebody if they come in my room. Like, I was afraid.
I hear you. You know,
I was. So we have to figure out how we can get people out of the fear. That's my thing. Like, you know.
Well, when you were giving reference to, especially from a biblical standpoint,
Let's go.
What's beautiful about the situations where, like, David and others who were talking about the fear, real fear that they had.
Yes.
We're talking real fear.
Let's go.
But they became overcomers. Why? Because of their faith.
Absolutely.
I mean, Jesus got on there and said, Lord, if it's possible, take this cup from me. His flesh was saying, I don't want to go. Okay. But once again, that was fear. That was fear kicking in. I don't want to go through. I don't want to be restricted, have my hands nailed to a cross, my feet nailed to a cross. I can't move. Pretty soon, gravity's going to take care of me.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But nevertheless, not my will, but thy will be done. So this is the way we have to look at our situation as well. Yeah, there's some things we're going to go through while we're trying to accomplish getting this program stopped.
Let's go, Earl.
Okay. You know, from a physical standpoint, I don't remember anything that they did to me during the Sacramento rally or the TI rally in August. Okay. Now, I don't know how many people know about how intense a noise campaign can be.
I do.
Okay.
I do.
Here's what happened to me recently, though. Okay. I decided that I wanted to I have another TI shirt, but I want to show everybody the one I got.
Yes.
You probably have a good collection right now, Earl.
Let's do it. Let's do it, Earl.
I'm gonna have more.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Let's
do it. Look at that. Gang stalking is a crime. Gang stalking is a crime.
From Nexx Level. This is a Nexx Level t-shirt. This is his design.
The link is in the description, guys. Link is in the description right now.
You know, I'm gonna say right now, all y'all need to go out and buy one and wear it. Not just buy it, have it hanging up in the closet.
Link in the description.
Start a conversation. Those t-shirts are the best conversation starters.
Absolutely.
That is my goal.
Good way to wake people up.
Now, I did have on a t-shirt that I had received free at the Sacramento rally.
Absolutely.
Young lady's name was Gail. Okay.
Shout out to Gail.
So I decided one day I'm just actually, I don't want to say I really felt like I was led by the Spirit to do this. So I'm on my bike and I'm riding through the neighborhood, and all of a sudden I got this desire to just tell people about the gang stalking.
Yeah.
So I became the town crier. I'm riding through the neighborhood, and then I started telling them about look up targeted individual, research it. I said, organized contract stalking is real, and I'm
That's
making
right.
sure I'm throwing my voice out there because I want to make sure that as I'm riding by, people hear. Because I'm a firm believer that when you say something in public and you have a dedication or desire to do so, I go back to when the Bible says that God spake and things came into being. Words have power.
Yes.
Words have real power. Okay?
Yes, they do.
I let the neighborhood know I'm riding along, I'm doing my thing. The gang stalkers are coming by with the brighting and the, noisy cars and all this other stuff. I didn't care. I'm going to do my thing. So that was the first time. The second time I did it, I had on the TI t-shirt. And let me see if I can show you guys what that one said.
Yeah, let's see it.
The one that Gail did is really good.
Did you get one too, Meeks?
I did.
Nice.
Yeah, I'll go get mine.
Nice. Yes.
Okay.
Breaking up that
this is what it says.
Activist swag right here. Let's do it. Let's do it.
This was on the front.
Shout out to Gail too.
That was on the back. Okay. And I had it on, and I did the the neighborhood town crier.
I see you, Migs. I see you. Supporter.com. Let's go.
So let's go. The third time I went out, I went into downtown Oak Park, and I decided not only was I town crier on my way from my house on my bike to downtown Oak Park, I also had this shirt on. Okay, yes, that's it. Be informed, you or someone could be next.
Absolutely.
So I decided that the people who were shopping, strolling, etc. through downtown Oak Park needed to see this particular shirt. And I had also made some flyers. Okay, this is probably backwards. I don't know. Probably is. Yeah. But anyway, basically they were big flyers. They were like 4x6s. And it says information about targeting and organized contract stalking, visit these websites. And I gave them 5 or 6 websites to visit. Okay. But I decided that, I'm not going to be quiet about this. I'm not going to be quiet until they are all in jail. Okay. And this organization is put to an end. All right. That's, I let them know that. I know I'm being surveilled 24/7. They proved that to me when I first got targeted a long time ago. So anything that I say, I do talk to them. I know they hear me. Okay.
Okay.
So, my thing is that we can't be afraid.
No.
Okay. And I stress that. I have a little video that I posted on YouTube about fear and told people, and I gave about 3 scripture verses about overcoming fear. Do not fear. Trust
Absolutely.
God. Go out and do what you need to do. Okay. And so later that night, I had the largest, noisiest noise campaign I have ever heard in my life.
Oh my God.
It sounded like, I don't know, it might have been only 5 or 10 cars, but it sounded like 50. Okay.
Oh my God.
And
you didn't like what you were doing.
No, they didn't like it. And they proved to me, they let me know. Okay. I heard it, and I didn't care. I said, I'll do it again. And they know that, so if anybody is from my area and you're watching this video right now, or even if they're not watching it live right now and you catch it later, if you want to join me, feel free, because I will be doing it again. I don't have a date yet, but I will be doing it again. I told them that I am, first of all, that I'm not afraid, number one. And number two, that I will continue to do this. You continue to harass me, my family. I will continue to do this until you are exposed. And I have some things up my sleeve that y'all don't know about because I ain't saying nothing. Okay. So we'll take it from there.
Yeah.
You know, we'll take it from there because I'm not playing with them. I'm not
playing.
You're keeping us in suspense, Earl.
I'm gonna keep them in suspense too.
We ain't playing. We ain't playing.
You messing with the wrong person.
We ain't playing around. Man, big shout out to S Robles, my boy Mike, Tanya Bayer, Honey Ann. I just want to give a shout out to you guys in the comment section, man. You guys are awesome, man. I see those amazing comments flowing through. Rick, Autumn, Floyd, Future Knowledge, Gangstalk in Australia. Tanya Bear says, nice t-shirts. Man, self-contended. What's going on, Self? Oh, man, we just out here, man. We just having a conversation, man. This is We the People, guys. This is volume 2. Having some amazing guests. Migs B. You guys know Migs B, right? If you're not subscribed to our channel, what are you doing? You know, if you're watching the replay, I will have the links to both of their channels in the description. I should have already did it, but that's my bad. But my boy Beats Epitome. Beats, you remember when I first found your channel, bro? Like, I don't know what was going on. If they was like zapping my brain, like I couldn't read Epitome. I was like, Beats Epitome. I was like,
yeah. Oh, that was so funny.
I was like, Epitome. I don't know what was going on, man.
Someone was on the line and they said, no, it's Epitome. I forgot who corrected you.
Yeah.
But that was funny. Yeah.
Rick M says Migs B is a T.I. Warrior supporter. That's a fact. That is a fact.
Yeah, actually, it says it on my T-shirt because I had to write it in there. I'm a supporter. It's with the exclamation point. But
yeah, man. We
do a little editing of this T-shirt. But yeah, Gail, the woman that designed these, she had a van. I think she has an RV.
Yeah.
She lives in her RV and she parked right next to the Sacramento State Capitol building. And she was just sitting on top of her RV, like throwing T-shirts out to people for free.
That's awesome.
She made
that is awesome.
50 T-shirts or more. I mean, she was just giving those out for free, and that was her contribution to the rally.
That is awesome, man.
That's
awesome.
Like a gift. So you go, Gail.
That is awesome, man. That is awesome. Man,
but it was cool. It was that kind of attitude though, where like everybody at the rally was pouring their heart out, like everybody wanted to give whatever they could contribute, and that's
awesome.
Everybody should have. So
that is awesome, man. Did you feel that? Did you guys feel that vibe, like that the sense of camaraderie, like everybody came together as one?
Yes. It was like a huge family vibe.
That's right.
It was really, really cool. We were all singing a Bob Marley song at the end.
Really?
Yeah, it was this song about love, like
one love.
Oh, one love. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was
perfect. Man.
It was so good. You can still find that if you type in One Love Sacramento Rally or something. But yeah, it was a good way to end the rally. But
that's awesome, man.
Love.
So I got a question. Well, go for it, Earl.
Here's something again I want to stress to people who are currently watching and those who watch after the live feed ends.
Okay.
There were a number of TIs that came to the rally who had never met another TI.
Right.
Okay. And this is another reason why I really, when Meeks was just talking about the song One Love, the vibe that we had at the rally was just unbelievable. When we had the rally in Chicago and we had the meeting at Portillo's. This was the dinner prior.
I remember
to
that
the rally.
Yeah, I remember that. Meigs was there.
Most of us had not met each other before. But do you know that the spirit and the love that was there, it was as if we all knew one another. It was just, the vibe was just fantastic. And this is why I really want to encourage you. If you have not signed up, registered for the rally, if you have not been to a rally, get there, do that. Be supportive. Now I realize that not everyone can do this. All right. There's other things that you can do. And definitely I'm going to push it now. Okay. Oh no, here come the money part. Yeah.
Push it, bro. Push it.
we could use donations too. We need money in order to fund the rally. So
absolutely.
You can go to the website, alliance-to-end-targeting.org. And again, go to the cities and decide what city you want to donate to. And we're not putting, a limit on it and saying, well, you got to start at $50, like some of these presidential candidates.
Yeah.
If you have $5, that $5 is going to help us. So I do want to encourage you, if you're able to spare it, please do.
Absolutely.
But again, getting back to the idea behind the rally, yes, we're going out there. We want to make people aware. We want to make the public aware. We want to make government officials aware. We want to make the law enforcement aware, and we want their cooperation.
Yeah.
We want to make the news media aware and report these things correctly. Because one thing I wanted to point out next that I forgot to, that was, when you asked if there was something strange about, did we see anything strange about the Sacramento rally?
Yeah.
Wasn't at the rally, but there was something strange.
Okay.
In Chicago, we had a guy from the Sun-Times, and he talked to Matt about our situation, about targeted individual, the whole shebang. He released an article about 1 week prior to the Sacramento rally. And as many people would say, it was a hit piece. In other words, there was nothing, everything was negative about whatever a targeted individual is experiencing. It was negative. But when you really read the article, okay, you can tell that he didn't even do his homework. Mm-hmm. It's like somebody had schooled him and say, okay, I want you to do this, Johnny, and this is the way I want you to write it, just like this,
Johnny.
Okay, and just like this. In fact, why don't you take that New York Times hit piece, okay, and just pretty much fiddle around, until you get the words just right. I don't want you to plagiarize, okay? Got it?
That's right.
And that's what we ended up. And unfortunately, that piece, started to generate until it became a national piece and not just a local or regional piece.
Yeah.
So again, this is a situation where we're looking bad, based on someone who really did not do any. You can read the article and tell he didn't really do much, if any, research outside of just talking to us. And he did get a chance to talk to Ella too. But again, he butchered up the interview, butchered up both interviews, and just wrote a really poor piece.
Wow.
Poor.
Wow.
Wow. So
in the article, I'm just pulling it up now. I put the link in the chat.
Thank you, Meigs. Thank you, Meigs.
That's why the sane are always a few steps behind the unhinged. Sanity reflexively questions itself, while certainty and delusion go hand in hand. That's a common bedrock of paranoia, a common fallacy. Confirmatory bias, Laporte said. We seek out information to confirm what we already believe. So they're trying to say we all have confirmation bias.
Nope. Yep.
Down.
They were taking some shots.
Oh my God. Are you seriously right?
Yeah.
You know what? That sounds like a classic case of controlmedia.org.gov, right?
So.
definitely, Nexx, you hit it right on the head. Controlled media. Definitely.
Duck down. Yeah. You know, people have to understand, like, I was on a conference call the other day with this guy. He was just like, yo, we got to get our story in the news and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, bro, like, you have to understand the media is the way that we can fight back and end the targeting. I'm like, bro, you are so far off. Like, I'm starting to smell perp in the air, you know, through the phone sensation. Like, I'm like, look, the media is controlled, right? They have an agenda. They are pushing a message, right? They have their agenda so if ever we do, I'm not trying to be negative. I just understand what the media is, right? I understand. If it's not, you know, according to their agenda, they're not gonna be like reluctant to talk about what's really happening, right? And if they do, they're gonna spin it and make us sound like we are nut jobs, like we're just nutty, like just run around. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
we are some of the most intelligent people to ever walk the face of this earth. We are gifted. We are God's chosen. That's why they're targeting us. But they're not gonna tell the truth in the media. And if you guys know what the media is, like, we have to search when we watch the media. We got to have discernment when we watch the news. I don't even watch the news. Do you watch the news, Earl? Do you watch the news, Migs?
Only when I have to, when I'm at a friend's house or something and it's on.
Guys in the chat, everybody in the chat, do you watch the news? Let us know. Do you watch the news in the chat line?
Very seldom.
Yeah.
Maybe
I get the blues when I watch the news.
And that is there. That I'm glad you said that, Migs, because that's the primary objective of the media.
Yeah.
Is to give people that lower vibration, right? Every time the news comes on, they're not gonna talk about us. And if they do, they're gonna spin it and do exactly what they did in that link that Migs just left in the chat right now. You can click on it right now. And just like when we type in targeted individuals on YouTube, what's the first thing that pops up? That Vice documentary, right? And what are they doing there? Like, what's happening there?
And they've got the thumbnail where everybody looks like weird and crazy, and like there's like little, you know, like the chips in their faces, and everybody's scared, and like, well, there are people dealing with covertly implanted chips and stuff. They make this like fear-mongering kind of thumbnail image where, you know, and then they spin the whole documentary to be kind of like the way they edited it. It just makes the subjects of the documentary look like they're disjointed and like schizophrenic and scatterbrained.
Yeah.
One of the guys has MRI evidence of the chips in his body. Like, he has evidence. Like, in a normal world, you couldn't really argue with somebody showing clear evidence of a chip, of weird foreign objects in their body.
Yeah.
Metallic object that shouldn't be there. And oh, by the way, there's like thousands of other people that have the exact same evidence. And evidence.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Can't psychology this away.
Absolutely.
You can't psychoanalyze this away. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
They'll do it. They'll try to do it every time.
You know what? Go for it, Earl.
What was disappointing about the Vice videos, not just Vice, the Vice videos, but also we had Legend Hunter, we've had, and then with the articles, besides the New York Times, we'd have Wired. I'm trying to remember some.
Even the Jesse Ventura TV show called Conspiracy. He interviewed Dr. Robert Duncan, but that show's not around anymore. I think they have.
No, they took that off. They was like, oh no.
Get it out of here. Yeah. Not entertainment anymore when us gets real, you know.
Yeah, get it out of here. Like, this guy's coming with some truth. Get it out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was disappointing about all of them was that some of them started out real positive. The Vice video actually started out positive.
It did.
Because
it did.
when I first saw it, I was a new TI, and I said, "Wow!" I said, "This is great." I said, "This sounds like an article. Looks like a video that's really going to, help us out. People are going to be empathetic, sympathetic to our situation." And then when I got towards the end of both the UK version as well as the USA version, I said, "You all ought to be like Nexx did." Okay, it was like, come on.
Right.
What you did just then, for people who are not TIs, they're going to look at this and you know what they're going to remember? The end.
Right.
They're going to forget about everything that you talked about at the beginning. And the only thing they're going to remember is where you tried to make the people that you interviewed look like they didn't know what they were talking about.
Yeah,
Right.
they spin it. They spin it, bro. It's a spin cycle.
I was hot.
Yeah. It's disappointing, bro.
Don't pay any attention. You know what we need to do? And this is something that I was going to share with the leaders, or the people who have some type of, how would you say it, power within the community.
Yeah.
Was that we need to create two things. Okay? That two things. I didn't get a chance to share it with anybody, so you're hearing it here first on
We the People.
People exclusive.
Okay?
We the People.
Yeah.
Number one, we need to create a video, okay, that is going to paint us not only in a positive light, but we need to make sure that we get the numbers. In other words, everybody needs to share this with other TIs and non-TIs so we can get the views up and push Vice out of first place so that people can, when they put in targeted individual, they'll see us in a positive light and not in a negative light. The second one is to make sure that we write an article the same way so that we can push the New York Times out of first place.
Absolutely.
So that's the gusto I like to hear, man.
I'm putting that out there now.
Love to be able to do something like that.
Right.
Or like a documentary that's well made.
Absolutely.
Using quality equipment.
Yeah.
We can't have the same quality as like a huge company like Vice unless we have an awesome donor or somebody that has good equipment. But we could there's enough talent in the community and the
There is
really is
of untouched talent
in the
targeted community, a ton. And we need to capitalize. We need to capitalize. We need to utilize. We need to make it people realize, through, like you said, like documentary, Meigs, something that's going to say, we're real people. We didn't make any of this up. The program that they've set out there is so deceptive.
Yeah.
That it seems like it's almost unreal, but God forbid that any of you that may view this, who's not a target, God forbid that you have to experience any of this, because it is not fun. Okay, it can be, in some cases, it can be crippling. For me, I'm just speaking from my perspective, my situation, and how they did me, which constantly throughout the day. It wasn't like something that went on once or twice a day. At one time, I sat down and I recorded over a 4.5 hour period where they hit 59 times. 59.
Oh, God.
Okay, 4.5 hour period. So they were going throughout the day, though, not just that short, that short period of time that I was recording. And I have it notated on the spreadsheet. I said, this is insane, but they were doing their best to get me beyond the point of being traumatized and giving me PTSD and, making my heart race and giving me anxiety and all these other things that they were doing. Because, for those who know what an intense noise campaign is,
right,
everything is supposed to be a shock to the system. So it's not something that, you know, they just come by and blow the horn, beep, and, you know, and you say, okay, no, everything that was done against me, okay, and I can only speak for me because I don't know anybody else's experience.
Right.
And I'm not living in their shoes to say, you know, oh, come on now. Or better yet, yeah, I know what you're feeling. Actually, you don't, because you weren't there. I wasn't, you know, I can't say that. I wasn't with, yeah, I remember one time I was telling Nexx about noise campaign. He was telling me about the time that the motorcycles were outside. Remember you were telling me how they just continue to, you know, rev the engines on the motorcycles?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I hear it in my head, but I still didn't experience the way he did.
Yo, it was crazy in St. Louis too, like with the noise campaigns out there. Like they have, I don't know what that is out there, but they have these like I don't know if it's a fire truck or an ambulance, or it's just ridiculous loud. I'm like,
right. I know.
Like, whoa.
I know.
It's crazy out there, bro. The noise campaign is crazy out there, bro. Like,
y'all don't want me to find that file where they, you know, because I have the recording.
Mings, you know what I'm talking about, right? Mings, like,
oh yeah.
Yo, St. Louis, bro. It's no joke with this.
The craziest thing that happened with us though is when we saw all those that string of cars with the one headlight.
Oh, you remember that? You remember that?
15 of them in a row.
You remember that?
Wow.
It was like unlimited. There was, but we were laughing. Like it wasn't even like.
You just had to laugh because it was so weird.
Back to back, like boom, 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 boom. We was just like, wow, like wow.
And that's the reality of it. It's not something that we're dreaming up. No. That's the reality.
Especially
of it.
when multiple people see it at the same time. It's like that isn't right.
Now, I can tell you one thing that I've come to a conclusion on, and this is one of the reasons why people have a difficult time understanding what we see and what we go through.
Yeah.
The difference between people who are not targeted and the people who are is that we're hit with multiple things from every part of the environment. And that's what they make sure. They make sure that they run the patterns with the people going by with different colors. They do the brighting, they do the horns, they do the noise campaigns of noises that I still can't identify to this day. I don't know what it is that they're doing out there, but you know, I know they're doing it. So that makes a difference, including those who are suffering through V2K, suffering through you know, remote neural monitoring, those who are suffering from the weapons, the DEWs, you know, they're getting hit. Everybody, whatever program they have you on, and some people I know they're getting hit with everything. Whatever program that they have you under, the reason why people that are outside of our community, reason why people can't understand it is because if they did see, you know, like you said, the string of lights, okay, yeah, they see that, but they don't see the other stuff. You know, the reason why we see it is why? Because they conditioned us. They kept repeating this thing over and over again in front of us, over and over and over and over and over, until finally, all of a sudden, one day, you saw what they wanted you to see.
Oh, yeah.
I found that out just by paying attention to what they're doing to me now.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, that's how y'all got me hooked. Because you kept repeating this same thing over and over again until I finally noticed.
Absolutely.
And once they notice it, that's when they intensify it. Once that's when they intensify.
Oh yeah. Like when they find out you sensitized to something, they find out what your triggers is, they're gonna scale it up.
Right.
They're gonna scale it up. They're gonna turn it up to the next level. Just turn it to the next level on it.
This is you know, this is something that I eventually want to write about.
Yeah, you should, bro. You should.
You know, yeah, because you know the public needs to know this thing. Oh, the other thing that I've also determined, You know how they try to say that we're the crazy ones?
Yeah, that's what they
Think
do.
about this program for a minute. The real crazy people are them.
Absolutely.
The person who wrote it, the people who wrote this program.
The psychopathic program.
Yes.
We can take it from the top. We know since Satan is at the top of all this, okay? The deception is there, the lies are there, it's all there. So we know who's at the top of this all. But we know that there are people who are being controlled by that, by him, by that spirit.
Yeah.
Okay. That's why we're going through what we're going through. But when you really take a good look at it, and you find out that the person who wrote this, they had to be nuts.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
No sane person is gonna write anything like this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or have people orchestrate it for that matter. So the people who wrote it and the people who are acting it out, they're all crazy. They should be locked up, put in a sane asylum, straight jacket, the whole bit.
Seriously.
We'll go by and say, hey, you shouldn't have done it. Hi. Shouldn't have done it.
Absolutely. Like if those people would use their powers for good, think about how we could further advance humanity. But they're just like, it seems like they're just dumbing down humanity and trying to, seal off and limit the population. They're trying to do everything to dumb us down, poisoning the food, the water, targeting people, B2K, like literally just holding people back from, pursuing and achieving their full potential. But meanwhile, we're just updating and upgrading AI, right? Let's just upgrade the AI. Let's get the Terminators over here. Let's get the T2s on the street. Let's turn this thing to the Matrix. Gonna get the Matrix loaded. I just don't understand it. Like it's all satanic, bro. It really is, man. And oh man,
I can't believe I personally used to think that Satanism was just like a joke. I thought it wasn't. I thought it was kind of cheesy, and I thought it was just like a group of atheists like getting together that like to wear black matrix robes sometimes, black eyeliner, and dye their hair weird colors. I thought it was like a rebellious thing against Christianity, but nothing more than that.
Yeah.
But dude, once you start researching Freemasonry, secret satanic cults of the elite, all that crap, Bohemian Grove and all this, it's like, wow, man.
Yeah.
This is a sex and death cult that thrives upon lies, like massive scale lies that they are laughing their heads off that most people don't, that most people have sympathy for Satan. There's this TV show called Lucifer now, and people just there's even like people in my everyday life that they're like, oh, praise Satan, this happened, or instead of like, oh, thank God.
Oh my God,
it is crazy.
Wow.
I mean, it is really crazy.
Migs, do you remember, Migs, the satanic TI?
Oh yeah,
you remember
TI
with the pentagram tattooed on her.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yes, I do.
Oh my God.
But it's just there's a lot more going on with Satanism than the mainstream, the popular culture would have us believe. And that was the greatest shock of my life when I took a deeper look into all that and realized, like, oh my gosh. Even what was really crazy to me was that somebody I work with she worked at a thrift store as a second job, and she found all this paraphernalia from the veiled prophets. Wow. And that was actually the Veiled Prophets are a Freemasonic satanic cult that are the elite families in St. Louis are part of the Veiled Prophets and stuff. And so she found all this, like all these robes and like paraphernalia and stuff that's had Veiled Prophet written on it. Wow. And I come to find out, I always went to the VP fair for 4th of July. Growing up, that was like my favorite thing to do. My parents would take me to the VP fair. Come to find out, that was thrown by a satanic cult called the Veiled Prophets. And it was a huge event for families to come bring their children to every year. Wow. And when I found that out, there's a whole website about it. It's still going on. You can still like find information about it, but it's like my whole reality was like couched in satanic lies. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
It really makes you kind of go nuts after a while.
Yeah, a lot of deception going on out here, right? A lot of deception. Guys, hold on 1 second. I gotta go use the bathroom. I'll be right back. Hold me down, guys.
Yeah.
All right.
No problem. But,
yeah. That's one of the movies that they say that we should watch if we want to understand, some of that satanic activity is I think it was Stanley Kubrick, Eyes Wide Shut.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah,
that's a huge peek into that whole world. And like when I saw that movie at first, it was like in 2012 was the first time I saw it, and I was like, this is kind of a new, I've never seen anything like this before in a movie, but I didn't think too much of it at the time. But, going back and rewatching that and kind of, comparing that to what I've read and researched about Freemasonry, it's like Stanley Kubrick really was giving us a little peek, just a little peek, and a rated R peek, but usually for them it's rated X, like X, like it's horrific. They didn't show the horrific stuff in the movie, but going back and thinking like this is always we could find little glimpses of this culture, this elite cabal throughout, a lot of mainstream media and Hollywood has given us little glimpses, but if people really could make themselves kind of deal with this reality, for instance, a lot of my friends know about the movie Eyes Wide Shut, or they know there might be something called the Illuminati, or there might be like elite parties where weird stuff happens. Some people from Alex Jones might know about Bohemian Grove, but it's like to really make yourself sit and research the history of that and the reality of it all. It's like you would really be forced to confront, you'd have to say these people have their own religion, and it completely blows you away because it's the complete opposite of Christianity. Real Satanism requires human sacrifice, usually of children, and we don't have to get into all that, but it's like, how in the world did we not realize that this was going on beneath our noses? I don't know, dude. I know we're getting a little bit off topic.
Yeah.
It still blows me away, because this is ultimately who's targeting us, the satanic elite of our world. So it's worth exposing.
Yeah, so what we need to do now is, as I was saying before, we need to get together, take our positive vibes, and believe in that what God can do, and come against all this stuff. So when we were at the Sacramento rally, one of the things that I had stressed in my speech, well, actually, it wasn't even part of my speech. It just came to me when I was up there, was that I had hoped that this would be the last time we would meet together under these circumstances.
Yeah.
Time we met together, we'd be meeting together because we partying.
Yeah.
Because this is over with, you know.
Right.
So we're going to look forward to that. We're going to keep a positive mental attitude about, you know, overcoming, being overcomers, because we are.
Right.
We're
That's
overcomers.
so true, man.
Everybody who's currently a TI, and if you're in this chat right now, if you're watching the live portion of this particular video, you are an overcomer.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're going through this every day of our lives, 24 hours a day. So that makes us an overcomer just from the get-go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but we're going to become even greater overcomers because we have faith, and we're going to rely on that faith, and we believe that we will win by God's grace. Mm-hmm. God's grace and by God's mercy. I believe
that's the only way, you know, is through God's grace and through the Holy Spirit, you know, the power of the Holy Spirit. And we're talking about the Spirit of God who created this whole place. You know, of course we're going to win against the evil ones of this earth. I mean, even the only thing that Hollywood really gets right is that good always wins over evil, and at least they get that much right. Because that's the way it's going to be. But it seems like we're up against insurmountable odds, but nothing's insurmountable when you have the creator of the universe on your side.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes, me. Talk that talk. Me just talking that talk right now.
Yes.
Talking that talk.
Can I get an amen, please?
Absolutely.
But anyway, we're just talking about how.
Oh, I heard it. I had my phone.
Okay, good.
Okay. I'm listening, man. I'm riding with you guys all day, and I love you guys. I love everybody that's in the chat right now, and
guys, I'm probably gonna have to sign off pretty soon.
We're gonna wrap things up real quick. We're gonna wrap things up in a minute. But one thing I want to touch on before we leave, guys, TI lives matter, man.
That's right.
Lives matter.
TI lives matter. Yes, indeed.
This
Hashtag the crap out of that.
Yes, like this is a real.
All over social media.
It's a movement, guys. Like it's a real. It's a movement, and it's about us. We gotta really take this thing serious, man, because you know these rallies come like once or twice. Right, there's a springtime rally and there's a T Day so far, right? But with the TI Lives Matter, it's a movement, guys. This is our life. This is our lives. This is our livelihood. We gotta let these people know, you know. And then some people feel offended because I see, you know, sometimes when I say TI Lives Matter, people come in the comments. They say all lives matter. They do.
Really?
All lives do matter, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, they do, Migs. They come on and say all lives matter, and I don't know if these are perps or if these are people who feel offended by that, because you could say, you know, donut lives matter, and people are like cookie lives matter. You know, they'll feel some type of way.
Water's not wet.
Right. You know, I feel like we really need to take this thing serious, come together as a unit. Right, and we really need to because together we can make change. You know, together, guys. Everybody watching right now, I don't care where you are in the world. There is TIs in Australia. There's TIs in Chicago. There's TIs in St. Louis. There's TIs in New York. There's TIs in Russia. Y'all heard earlier. For the people who were live, he went and read through all the geographic locations where they're going to be holding the global protest on August 29th. Shout out to Louis Rogan for the T-Day thing, but TI Lives Matter, guys. Like we really got to take this thing serious, man. Like if we don't, nobody's gonna do it for us. Mm-hmm. You know, like these people are in position to kill us. It's a slow kill, torture program, fear-based, right? But just like Maze and Earl was saying earlier, man, like you know, when you know who God is, right? When we understand who He is, right? He has power over any evil, right? Any evil, right?
For sure.
And once we understand that and walk in faith, and we come together, and we don't let this perp network infiltrate our TI community anymore, you know, because we can outsmart this perp network that's been put in place, and we can come together, and we can really make a change. Me personally, I'm gonna ask Migs and Earl, do you guys feel like if we go to the FBI, they're gonna stop this? Or if we take this to court, they're gonna stop this? Or if we, you know, like, no, it's gotta be us. We are the people. We the people. It's up to us. If we don't come together and make a change, because we can change the narrative, we can change the world, but it has to start with us, guys. You know, each individual, everybody that's watching right now, like, we really have to take this thing serious. It's not just a hashtag that I put on my videos. It's not just a design that I put on shirts. I mean, I'm not trying to profit off of this. Like, I know a lot of people, Nexx is trying to make money off of it. No, like, this is a movement, you know, that was created. Me and Meegs on T-Day last year, you know, when I finally was able to make it to the rally last year. And I said, you know, we got to start this movement. You know, it was born on T-Day, 2018. That's history. You can go on her channel right now and watch it. But it starts with us, guys. And, you know, if we really take this thing serious, come together and, you know, really make some things happen, because we can make things happen. We can make events. We can do this thing every month. We don't have to wait for spring and August. We can make things happen, but we have to come together and do that. And if we have no unity, then, you know, it's just one man for all. And if you guys think about it, why are they isolating us? Because they know they can pick us off one at a time. Right? Yeah. They can pick us off one at a time, and that's exactly what they're doing. So, you know, I just want to plant the seeds, and I'm gonna keep doing it. I'm gonna keep doing it. Like, if y'all look in the description right now of this video, y'all see hashtag TI Lives Matter. You know, we the people. You know, Meegs, do you guys think that if we take this to court, that they're gonna do? The court is controlled. The FBI, they're targeting us. There's some people, we have to file a report with the CIA. You have to go in there and we have to file a report with the FBI. We can make some progress. We have to attack this thing with the media. We can end this thing today. No, that's not the way to do it. But if we come together, guys, and make this thing a force, because we are a force. Each and every one of us, God has planted something on the inside of each and every one of us who are going through these trials and persecutions. You know, I have a theory. Like, I believe that all the stories that are told in the Bible, each and every one of those stories that are told, that I feel like those individuals, Joseph, right, Moses, even Jesus, they were TIs. They were TIs. God,
well, they were definitely targeted by the lowercase g God of this world. You know, he's just now bringing technology into the type of harassment that people have been going through for a long, long time. But now we have to deal with. I mean, yeah, it's like it's persecution for sure. It's satanic persecution. And
absolutely.
Jesus certainly went through plenty of that.
Those people were targeted. Yes. And guess what? If y'all make it through those stories and actually read the Bible, get to the end of those stories, what happens at the end of each story, guys? What happens at the end of each story, Meeks?
Good prevails if we have faith that God can see us through.
God revealed his power through those individuals in each one of those stories. Earl, help me out, Earl.
I need to take this phone call. Somebody's calling that I know. And
cool.
I'll be back. I'll be back.
Well, yeah, we're gonna wrap things up. Man. We've been on for a little while. Miggs, you have anything that you want to say to the people, man?
I see a lot of people typing to pray for targeted individuals, to pray that these programs come to a complete end, and that's really going to be our strongest weapon against all this crap. I mean, this is a spiritual battle at the end of the day. You know, there are physical means of torture being used on innocent people right now, and there are oftentimes technological weapons of torture that are very real. But ultimately, this is a spiritual battle we're facing. We know God knows what's going on. We know good is going to prevail in the end, like it always does. But prayer is our greatest form of protection, and our God is our greatest hope that this program's gonna end. So he gives us power to do like great stuff that we've been doing, and you know, doing activism and going to the rallies and stuff. So keep close to God, guys. That's my greatest advice. But
Nexx, this is the lady that I take care of downstairs. I gotta see what's going on.
Okay. I love that shirt, by the way. That shirt is awesome. But big shout out to Earl, man. Beats Epitome, man. I'm gonna link his channel in the description as well as Miggs B. I mean, if you guys are not subscribed to their channels, like, you are asleep. Like, you don't even belong here. Like, if you're not subscribed to their channels right now, I'm just being straight up, man. And this has been We the People, man. I was really hoping that, the people that's rocking with us in the chat, this is an open forum, guys. Like, you guys could have came on. You guys could have had dialogue with Miggs B. Like,
download Zoom.
You missed out. You missed out. You could have talked to Miggs B, the great, but she'll be back on,
People were talking in the chat.
Oh yeah. But they could have actually came on and said, "Hey, Miggs."
How can people do that?
Okay. Well, what they can do is, like, if you check the description every time we do We the People, look in the description. If you want to be a part of this stream, because I welcome anybody to the panel. Like, just as long as you're true and bringing positive energy, not perping. All you got to do is click in the description. All the instructions is there. It's just as simple as sending me an email, right? And then I will send you a link, and then boom, you will pop up, and we can have dialogue and communicate. That's what this, this broadcast here, We the People, is about. And we're going to keep this thing going. You're going to see, people from the TI community come on here, and so again, all you guys have to do is send me an email. My information is in the description. It's in all the way to, it's all, my email is all through there, and it's just as simple as that. You can send me an email, and I'll shoot you a link, and then you can click that link, and boom, it'll bring you right up here. So everybody download Zoom, man. I sent out a community post maybe last week, just letting people know that we're going to be doing something new here on the channel. And you know what it was, Miggs? Like, I did the whole live stream thing, and I did the most streams I ever done consistently. And shout out to Gma Paula. She was on the comment. She was like, "Yo, you should do Zoom, and we can all talk." And I was like, "Yo, that's a great idea." And then I just was like,
"This works out really well. It's just like Google Hangouts." Yeah,
but it's a lot
better almost.
Yeah, it's a lot clearer and everything. But the only thing is, if you want to stream it, it's free for anybody to download. But if you want to stream on your YouTube channel, you have to upgrade your account on Zoom to a Pro, which is like $14.99 a month. And I'm just, I'm willing to do what I can to, to provide these, streams, because I know it's therapeutic for us to all come together and share our experiences and just have the conversation. Like, we don't have to always talk about, them zapping us or whatever. We could just have the conversation and just, a lot of people are isolated, alone, and I just feel blessed that we could all come together and, we can celebrate Nexx B and champion her for what she's doing for the,
and you too. You're doing some amazing work.
I'm trying, Nexx. I'm trying, I mean,
with the stuff that's been happening to you lately, the fact that you can still have the motivation to do this stuff for people is pretty freaking amazing.
I'm trying, man. And, we're going to keep this thing going, and we want you guys to know that TI lives matter all day, every day.
Lives matter
all day, every day. And we have to work together, guys. We have to, together. Like, if you understand the power of numbers, the strength in numbers, where two or more are gathered, what happens, Nexx?
Oh, God is in the midst. And with God, there's power.
Absolutely.
He gives us power.
And it makes sense. If you understand that, then you understand why they're isolating us.
Yeah.
If you understand that, then you know how to finesse, right? We don't have to give in. We don't have to be afraid. We don't have to do all of that. But I thank you, Nexx. I want to thank Earl, Beats Epitome for coming on. It seemed like, I think there's an emergency going on because, I'm not gonna, what he said. I think there's an emergency going on. Everybody send prayers up for Earl and his family. And we're gonna keep this thing going, man. And like I said, you guys, if you're not subscribed to Nexx B, Beats Epitome, what are you doing here? Basically, I don't know. I love you guys. I love everybody in the chat. I'm just gonna give it like maybe 1 or 2 minutes. Like, if you guys have any questions for me or Nexx, type it in the comment section right now. And if not, speak now, forever hold your peace. Thank you for smashing those thumbs up. And man, Nexx, I just like that interview you did, Nexx. Both of them. With that channel you did, that was awesome, man.
Thanks, dude.
It really was. Like you were really on point with all of all the facts that you were dropping on those people. And I know it's not easy. I have been in that situation countless times where I'm trying to explain to people, what's happening.
You feel like you're trying to be like, okay, now there's this part, and then it's connected to this part, and then this is connected to this, and this, but you can't learn about this without learning about this. And then, it's like, people are just gonna be completely overwhelmed, and they're just give me a simple definition. It's like, I can't. I'm sorry. You're gonna have to invest a little time into learning about this,
Yeah, you did it.
People do,
You did an amazing job. Like, I just want to I took my do-rag off, but I'll tip my do-rag off.
Thanks, man.
I tip my hat to you, man, a 1,000 times. And I don't see any questions here in the chat, but this has been We the People Volume 2. Thank you guys for rocking with us, man. And
Thank you.
We'll be back with some more insight and info. It's your boy Nexx Level, Nexx B. And we're gonna get up out of here, man. Let me see.
We're representing from the
Midwest.
I'm not doing the double horns.
Midwest connection. She said not the double horns. Thank you so much, man. Thank you guys for rocking with us, man. I hope y'all have a blessed weekend, blessed Sunday, blessed week, and I'll be back with more inside info, man.